Shalom, brothers and sisters in Christ. In today's gospel, we hear about today's readings. We hear about how each of us have a specific call that the Lord has given to us, and ultimately, we may each have a unique call, us to live it out in a special way, in a different way. But ultimately, what we are all doing is we are sharing the light of Christ. We are bringing others to the salvation that the light of Christ brings. And in the gospel today, we hear about Judas. And Judas recognized the monetary value of the oil that Mary used to anoint the feet of Jesus. And we know that Judas is someone that was in charge of the finances of the group, that he was put in charge by Jesus. So this means that he had a gift, that he was called to manage finances in the group, and he could do it in a way that no other people in the group could do it. When the Lord calls us to do things, he asks us to do it for his glory. But we see that Judas now responds in a way that does not reflect the love and the glory of Christ, but rather one that reflects greed. He sees that things could have been done in a so-called better way because it could have helped other people. And while that may not be bad, that could actually be good things as well. But that was not the call Jesus had for that time, for that oil, for that season. What he wanted is what we see through Mary. Mary acted out of an act of love. And all that she knew was to respond to the call that God had placed in her heart at that time. And she really just responded to it. Mary responded through love. But Judas, his purpose began to shift from God to the money, that it could have been used in a better way. There could have been better revenue, there could have been better purpose and everything else that we see. And maybe as we enter into Holy Week this week, this will also be a good time to reflect on our lives, on what we are called to do. Each of us have a specific call, as the readings today tell us. But we may be very good at it. We may be the only people who know how to do it. We may have had breakthrough that none other have done before. We may be the best in the field. But are we doing what the Lord has called us to do? Or are we putting this restraint on the love that we are called to share, that we are called to give? My brothers and sisters, I pray that we may continue to be like Mary in every aspect of our life, that we may let love take control of the call that the Lord has placed over our lives. May we not be tempted, may we not fall into greed, may we not fall into always doing things for ourselves, for our growth, but rather for the growth of Christ. And how we can do this is to always keep our gaze fixed on Jesus at every moment, to ask him to give us the grace to continue to respond in a way that glorifies him, and that we may be filled with that glory, with that light, and that everyone else may see that light as well. My brothers and sisters, I pray that you have a blessed week ahead and a blessed freedom this weekend. God bless.